what I know. Sir! Intel is sparse, but...
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chosan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Working hard? Working hard? What to do?
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment. What in the hell are we waiting for? As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for Blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course, and I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part? I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, she can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Now then, let's discuss that training assignment. We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this. What you're seeing on screen is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments. Together, they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern, given the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install them.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a Blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the East Gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Elma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe! Man, am I glad we pulled an assignment to the east of the city this time. It'd be a long walk all the way back over to the West Gate.
Hold on. Are we even sure the East Gate will be open? Last I heard, it was still on lockdown from all the high-level indigent activity.
It was, but they just lowered the threat level earlier today. The gates are officially open for business. One of our teams must have gone out there and kicked some furry indigent butt, huh? Seriously? That was you? Cool.
I don't think so. Those Grexes we took down were fairly routine. Definitely not something they'd lock both gates over, at least.
Then I take my cool back. But wait a sec. You guys fought Grexes? The two of you? Hey, that's still pretty cool. They've been hassling a lot of teams lately, especially how they hunt in packs and all.
Let's not get too excited. Confidence can be good. Overconfidence can be fatal, especially when you're new.
Yeah, you're right.
But enough talk. We've got our mission to deal with. Let's head out.
Roger. That probe isn't gonna install itself. Let's get to the East Gate, shall we?
Never stop getting stronger.
Hey! Yes?
What the hell happened here? You don't think that one Sinicula could have killed all these simius?
Unless
Unless... what?
this is bad.
What's bad? I don't follow you.
That Senicula. It's a tyrant.
Huh? But it looks just like any other Senicula.
Think about it. Your typical Simius is way higher up on the food chain than your typical Senicula, right? Usually we'd find one Simius standing over 3 or 4 Senicula corpses. But here, the tables have been turned. And I don't see a single trace of any other indigents in the area. There's only one explanation. That Senicula is a tyrant.
Let me check the Blade Report database. If there's a tyrant this close to the city, someone must have run across it. Bingo. There was a Senicula tyrant sighted not too long ago, but it was a couple of segments further out.
It could have followed the blade that spotted it back towards New LA, or come here to feed, or who knows what.
That's crazy. I can't believe there's a tyrant right on our doorstep and HQ isn't doing a thing about it.
Well, don't forget why they sent us here in the first place. Frontier Nav's range is still limited.
Oh, right. They couldn't track it if there's no local probe. They must have lost it when it went off the grid. The Tyrant designation is given to creatures that pose a special threat in one way or another. That doesn't always mean raw strength. Some Tyrants will actually register as low rank when you find them out in the field to engage them in combat.
But don't let that fool you. If a creature shows up as a tyrant, you can be sure it's got at least one nasty trait or ability to speak of. The system can't account for everything, though, so don't let your guard down, no matter what rank it assigns. Even some of Blade's very best teams have come back with serious injuries after running into a tyrant in the field. If they come back at all.
Well, alright. I'm game if you are. Count me in, Elma. Let's do this. If we're gonna settle here on this planet, we're gonna have to get used to dealing with tyrants now and then. We can't just keep running forever, you know? Besides, I'd never forgive myself if someone else ended up getting hurt because we just left it here.
All right, let's do it. But don't push it, okay? Either of you. If we can take it down, great, but if not, even just luring it away would be a moral victory. As long as we buy enough time to install the probe, we can use Frontier Nav to track it, or any other tyrant that comes this close to the city from now on. Just make sure you're ready before we attack. This will be tougher than anything else we've faced. Nice work, Lynn. You fought well. You did too. Now let's get down to business and install that data probe. If we stay here for long, there's no telling what other playmates might show up. This beam of light indicates a frontier nav site. It marks the ideal spot to bury the probe.
Okay, the probe should be ready for insertion. I'll just boot it up.
Thanks, Lynn. The top half of the cylinder contains the probe itself. The bottom half is a laser. It dissolves the soil so the probe can burrow to the proper depth. We tried just planting them on the surface at first, but we kept running into problems with the local wildlife damaging the goods. Burying them is going to save us all a lot of time and headaches in the long run. We all set?
Yes, ma'am. Whenever you're ready.
Why don't you do the honors? You can launch it right from your comm device. Give it a try. Good. Now we just need to give it a minute to reach the target depth.
And installation complete. We are now online with a solid connection to Frontier Nav.
Excellent. See? At the end of the day, there's really not much to it. The hardest part was calculating the ideal probe locations. We need them spread out evenly to maximize data collection.
Yep, planting probes is easy. And the more we plant, the more likely we are to find missing crew. So anytime you see a probe site, there's no excuse not to plant that sucker.
That'll do it for your training. Let's head back to the barracks and report to Secretary Nagi.
Level up! I think even my cooking got better.
work. Will stop us.
We should weaken them just to be safe.
Shadow's gonna cut deep.
Lightning grenade!
Switch edge. You won't. Close in and seal the deal. Salt hammer. Punch them with lead before they get up. Roll armor. Switch edge. Lightning. You won't. Close in and seal the deal. Shadow strike.
Hey, yes?
One, two.
Commander Vandam.
Well, now, look what the cat dragged in.
Sorry we missed you last time. We could have come to meet you at HQ, you know.
Indeed. I suggested as much. Twice.
And we know how much I enjoy being told what to do. Anyway, I hear you tangled with a tyrant, way out of your league, on a training mission, no less. That was reckless, and goddamn magnificent.
So, Commander, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit here today?
Well, I can't just ask Nagi to do everything for me. I'd be out of a job.
Hey, I delivered you the new recruit, didn't I?
Yeah, you won the bet. Don't worry about it, all right? I'll settle up with you later. You know I'm good for it.
The bet?
I'm sure I'm needed elsewhere. If you'll all excuse me, Commander.
Well, that wasn't obvious at all.
Huh. Look at you two. I swear, you're like two children excited about a new toy.
Look who's talking. I don't recall ever seeing you file a request to personally train a rescue before.
Is that so odd?
It is before we'd even asked her to become a blade, little Miss Stick in the Rear.
Usually I ask when I don't get your slang expressions, but something tells me to just let that one go.
Enough about that. Where are your manners, anyway? I still haven't been introduced to our new recruit here.
Commander Vandam is Blade's top officer.
In a past life, I was chief engineer on the White Whale. Same idea, basically. Someone has a problem, I fix it. You follow? Huh. Not much for conversation, are you?
So you still haven't told us why you're here. From the look of things, I'm guessing this isn't a social call.
You don't think?
No. So let's cut the crap and get down to business.
Ha! Sounds like you're learning my expressions just fine, Elma. Anyway, first we need Chatty Cathy here to choose a division and pull an assignment.
Pretty much everyone in New LA works for Blade, in one of several different fields. Helping to explore Mira, or to maintain order in the city, or, well, you remember Nagi's speech, right? There are 8 different fields in all, and each one has its own branch within Blade. Officially, they're called divisions. Naturally, you'll want to choose one that best suits your personality and your talents.
Let's start with the Pathfinders. Pathfinder's #1 responsibility is planting data probes, like you did on your training mission. It may not be the sexiest job, but important? You bet your ass it's important. We've only been on Mira 2 months. We don't know jack about this place. The more probes we install, the faster we can get our bearings here and give ourselves a fighting chance.
We've already detailed how important it is we expand the Frontier Nav network ASAP. So, for the time being, I'll just remind you of the highlights. It helps us keep Blade safe. It helps us keep the city safe. And most important of all, it's the key to locating the missing parts of the Lifehold and recovering the rest of the human race.
Okay, next up, Interceptors. You met Akeloff and Evans, right? Irina and Gwen? This is their division. Interceptors have one main duty. Protect New LA and everyone in it from the wildlife here on Mira. Right now, this is probably our busiest division. Interceptors run shotgun for the research eggheads. They escort VIPs around, and they help any other idiots who get caught out there with their pants down.
Next are the Harriers. Remember Doug Barrett, the Skell pilot conducting the test flight with Lynn? He's part of the Harriers. If you think of the Interceptors as defense, Harriers would be New LA's offense. They specialize in preemptive strikes on clear and obvious threats. But only on clear and obvious threats. They're not meant to go out and just blast any indigent that moves.
And you got your Reclaimers. These guys are in charge of finding the other pieces of the White Whale. Among other things, that is. Including anything of ours left behind after a battle. Skell debris, weapons, personal effects. It can get a bit morbid, frankly, but it's gotta be done. Until we're up and running here on Mira, and have this place completely figured out. Everything we brought from Earth needs to be treated like it's irreplaceable. Also, the search for the Lifehold. That's mostly on the Reclaimers.
Next, Curators. Curators are the first to scout ahead to unexplored territory, bringing back whatever samples they can get their hands on, Fruits, bugs, sticks and stones, you name it. It's not all picking berries, though. Being a curator also means being the first to encounter unknown indigents.
Next? All right, prospectors. Prospectors do, well, prospecting. They poke around, looking for minerals, resources, and whatnot. Things we need for everyday life here. We packed all the essentials we could on the White Whale, but that won't last forever. We need to be able to replenish our water and fuel if we want to survive. And sooner or later, we're gonna have to figure out how to replace things from scratch. From the socket on a Skell's knee joint, right down to the frying pan in Lynn's kitchen. Without these guys busting their butts, we'd have no future to speak of.
Next up, outfitters. All of our ground gear and Skell weaponry is developed in conjunction with private arms manufacturers, or AMs. Outfitters are Blade's way of supporting these AMs. They'll seek out anything that might inspire new weapon ideas, and even assist with testing new prototypes.
Finally, the mediators. These are the folks who keep everything hunky-dory with John and Joan Q public. Any problems a civvy has, they come to mediators. Fight with your neighbor? Mediators. Lost cat? Mediators. It's not a division for everyone. You need to be a jack of all trades, and a people person. Someone with my charming personality? Probably not the best mediator. But if you got what it takes, it's a clutch role, keeping things cool on the home front.
All right, so I think that's all 8 divisions. Any idea which one you'd like to join? Don't fret about it too much. Whichever you choose, you still have a lot of freedom in how you operate. Mediators can still get out there and mix it up, hunt indigents, whatever. And if a Harrier wants to take a break and settle an argument, that's their prerogative too. To be honest, even though it's sort of frowned upon, you can actually change your division whenever you like. So there's really no reason to stress about this. All right, you ready to choose?
Yeah, and? We're on pins and needles here.
Then it's settled?
All right. Thank God that's over. By the power invested in me, yada yada, you're officially a Blade.
Congrats, and welcome.
I know you're gonna do great.
Now for the job. Let's get down to brass tacks. Nelson's team has gone missing. Last contact we had, they were installing a data probe out in eastern Primordia. Then, nothing.
Nelson. Pathfinders, right?
Are we talking indigents here or what?
Your guess is as good as mine, but they did have a Skell with them. You'd think they could hold their own, or at least run away.
All right, we're on it. We'll head to their last known location and go from there.
Report whatever you find ASAP.
Of course. Let's move out.
Roger that.
The hard work paying off.
That's true on any planet.
This can't be good.
They're off guard. Stagger them with a melee
Fire
attack.
Carnival!
Have a little break. Sliding slinger. Green egg. Lightning egg. Side slash exploit. Move in and strike. Upper hand. Front edge. Right. Move in and do some damage. Shadow strike. Wild side slash. Front edge. Straight edge. Fire fire. Fire carnival. Upper hand. Sliding slinger. Front edge.
That would be pretty tough, huh? Excellent strategy.
Yo!
How's it going?
hand. Move in and keep the rhythm going. Side slash.
Fire carnival! I can't seem to get fired up.
This turned out to be pretty tough, huh?
I got a workout from all that running.
Here comes bad news.
Fire carnival! Right there! Wild slide! Rolling arm! Goes in! Wax smash! Flame grenade! Trash chuck!
Cage fist! Side slash.
Appreciate it. I should heal up first.
Sliding slinger.
That put a dent in him. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Right. I've been saving this one.
Side slash.
Fire carnival! Flame grenade! Okay, trash!
I really do need to heal.
I should heal up first.
Sliding slinger. Never stood a chance.
Nice work.
I can feel the hard work paying off.
Damn. I knew we would have heard from them by now.
It was definitely fighting something. But this damage, it's not the usual claw or bite marks.
No signs of the team. If they were eaten, we'd know it. So did they walk away, or were they taken? Right. Either way, they couldn't have gotten very far. Let's keep looking.
Hold up, Elma. Check this out. I'm picking up an Earth-based IFF signal coming from that direction. It's Pathfinder.
That thing over there, maybe?
It doesn't look natural, does it?
No, it doesn't. It looks like trouble.
And look at this. I'm picking up readings for other life forms too. Multiple signals, moving around inside the structure. Elma, you don't think...
No. Look at their movements. They're controlled, orderly. They're definitely not wild animals. Now the question is, are they native to Mira? Or are they visitors like us? And if so, from where?
You think it's one of the forces that destroyed Earth?
Let's not jump to any conclusions. It's a big universe out there. Of course, we shouldn't rule it out either.
Should we call this into HQ?
Yes, but not from here. If If we're picking up their signals, they might be close enough to intercept ours.
You there! Drop your weapons!
Stay calm. You don't want to provoke them.
Earth aliens! Surrender! Now!
They know about Earth? You may have been right after all, Lynn. Stand down! Did you already forget my first lesson? Fighting is a last resort. Our friends here appear to be able to speak our language. Which means we need to find out diplomacy is a viable option.
You're right.
We come in peace, and we're willing to negotiate. If you have any Earth alien prisoners, we'd ask the conditions for their release. If you don't, we'll leave you in peace.
No negotiations. No conditions. We have our orders. All Earth aliens must die.
Engaging! Wait up fire! I won't miss this shot! Sliding slinger! Split shadow strike! That's it. Move in and keep the rhythm going! Saving this one! Up with the flash before they get us!
I've got your cover fire.
Move in and do some damage! Take this! Sliding slinger! Scream edge! Upper hand! Split edge! Shadow close in and seal the deal! Sliding Fire carnival! Early bird!
Yes! Hit him again for me!
Dog hammer! Split edge! That's it. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Leave this to me!
Side slash. Upper hand. Throw harder. Split edge.
So much for the diplomatic approach. What's the deal with wanting us all dead anyway?
Yeah, I wonder. They did mention they were following orders. Maybe someone higher up their chain of command would be willing to negotiate. Strength comes from experience. That's true on any planet. Lynn, can you give us an approximate location for that IFF signal?
Let's see. Seems to be originating from that building over there.
Then we'd better get moving. There's no time to lose. It didn't have to be like this.
Die!
Engaging! Lay down some fire!
I've got some fire.
Shadow Strike!
Wild Slam! Top of it! Close in!
Sliding Slinger! Side Slash!
Not finished yet.
Let's move. We have to take them on. Start with me now. It's my turn.
Leave it to me!
Sliding Slinger.
Fire Carnage!
Scream Edge.
Salt Hammer!
Appendage destroyed. Move in and strike. Early bird.
Take
this is... Here comes bad news.
Up with the first shot. Make him cast light. Split him. Flame shadow strike. Got it. Now side slash.
Let's lay into it.
Right there.
Trash just.
Throw armor. Salt hammer. Sliding. Splinter. Right there.
Can't seem to get fired up.
Side slash. Flame grenade. Upper hand. Shadow strike. Slippery edge. Throw armor. Now, melee attack. Slide. Splinter. Side slash.
Think harder.
Upper hand. Early bird. Okay. I really do need to heal up first. Shadow strike. Side hammer. Splinter. That put a dent in him. Move in and keep the rhythm going. Throw armor. Right there. It won't. Close in and seal the deal. Flame grenade. Now, it's my turn. Side. Nice. Move in and do some damage. It feels great to push myself like that. I don't know why they even bother. Yes, we did it!
Let's keep it up.
Nice work.
We got him. Let's move. Turning into a fine blade. I'm proud of you. All right, let's do it. They're off guard. Stagger them with a melee attack.
Have a little break. Carnival.
Damage.
Blade side slash. Take this. Recuperate. Lightning slinger. Right edge.
hand until we get all dolls up. Then call off that song for blow the guitar. Then with live smash stop.
This is really this is.
All right, let's do engaging.
Leo,
fire for it.
I've got your cover fire.
Salt hammer.
Wow, smash!
Upper hand.
Fire carnival!
Side slash. We did it.
Strength comes from experience. That's true on any planet.
Flame grenade. There. Let's take the fight to them. Now, my turn. I'm firing from on high. soon as I can.
More hits. They're all dead. You killed them all. In cold blood.
Fortune did not smile upon them today.
Nelson.
You filthy Earth aliens do not belong on this planet.
You seem more fluent than the others. Are you in charge?
I am called Glennar. I command this squad, Earth alien. Now it is time for you to surrender.
Hello, Glennar. I am called Elma, and I command this squad. If this planet is your home, we apologize for intruding. We crash-landed here after our ship was damaged in an attack by unknown adversaries. We were hoping we could negotiate a peaceful settlement in exchange for our friends, but...
Peaceful settlement. Your words are wasted on us. All we can promise Earth aliens is a swift death.
Alma.
Right. We tried. Looks like survival of the fittest it is. Fine then. Seeing as you know we come from Earth, I'm guessing there's a good chance we might have a score to settle with you anyway. Here comes bad news. Shadow Strike!
Boomerang, get fired up!
Sliding Slinger!
Wait today!
Side Slash!
Almost down, but not out!
Salt Hammer! Infuriate! I'm in trouble! Heal me!
This is wearing me down. I'm not gonna make it.
I have to stay in this! Help me! Wait harder! Side Slash!
Just...
Throw orb, I'll take him down! Need to fall back and let me catch myself up first.
Don't be so pushy!
Fire particle!
I'll save you all as soon as I can!
Please. This is
Sounds like fun to me.
You must be hungry. Want me to whip something up?
You won't stop us.
Punch first. Shadow Blade.
Take this! Now that's how to evade. You can do it. Flame grenade.
I'll use this
Side
Fire Carnival.
Use an aura. Get control of the battle. Sliding flicker. Side slash. Tough. Catch me up. There. You gonna make it?
Thanks a bunch.
Upper hand. Right hand. Got it. Now follow up with the melee. Sliding flicker. Throw armor.
Thanks a bunch. Fire Carnival.
Side slash. Right hand. I need to fall back. Salt hammer. Shadow barrier. Shadow run.
Thermal Payload. Got it. Lay on top.
Fire sight.
Flame grenade.
Side slash. Throw armor. Split edge. Primer. Finish. Damage. Sliding. Shadow strike. Muscle blade. Switch to close range combat. Side slash.
Flame grenade.
Split edge. Upper hand. Salt hammer. Up to the slide before they get out.
I've got your cover fire.
Yes, we did it.
Let's keep it up.
I can feel the hard work paying off. Optimal first shot. Make him
I've
count.
got your cover fire.
Use an aura. Get control of the battle. Shadow strike.
Flame grenade.
Now, melee attacks. Sliding slinger. Split edge. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Finished yet.
Slide, split edge. Sliding slinger. Shadow strike.
Flame grenade. Wild stamp.
Scream edge. They never stood a chance.
Hope I didn't get in the way.
All right, let's do it.
Locked and loaded.
Shadow strike.
Fire Carnival.
Split edge.
get in the way.
We have to take them on. Start with melee.
Punch first. Athletic grenade.
Now, my turn.
Side
slash.
Slide.
Slinger. Salt hammer.
Blast.
Equipment's destroyed. Move in and strike.
Iron crazy.
Throw armor.
Appreciate it.
Recuperate. Side slash. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Hey, hold on.
Shadow strike.
But not out.
My adrenaline. Sliding slinger. Scream edge. Side slash. Throw armor now. Melee attack.
Standing as long as you can until you get all dolls up. Then call on that song. Guitar, dealing with lives smashed up.
Use an aura. Get control of the battle.
Flame grenade.
Sliding slinger. Salt hammer. Shadow strike.
Blast.
Side slash.
Every minute matters. Been a while.
Upper hand.
See it go scatter. If they pour out, we can handle them. It's a car taking over the game, but expected unsuspected. Getting
Throw armor. Right day. Move in and do some damage. Recuperate.
Flame grenade.
This is wearing me down. Stay in this. Help me. Yes, we did it.
Hope I didn't get in the way.
Flame grenade. There. Let's take the fight to them. Now,
Oh god.
Flame grenade! Shadow strike! Fire carnival! Split edge! Storm lightning! Slinger! Volunteer! Furious! Blast! Nice! Move in and do some damage. Take this! Recuperate! More enemies? Really taking its toll. Flame grenade! Split edge! Kill or be killed! Melee position! This is really taking its toll. Strong armor!
can't get any power out of this thing. Oh, these wires are backwards!
stay quick with the guns and cannons. Standing as long as you can until we get off. Then call out that song for blow the guitar. Dealing with lives messed up.
Hey, get off!
Shine, don't camp in and do some damage.
Let's play into it.
Fly, Fury, witness. Scream edge.
Flame grenade. Let's try to make it death. Throw armor. Thanks a bunch.
Primer.
My oracle's gone. Bonus is how you say
Use an aura. Get control of the battle. Upper hand.
flame grenade.
Shadow strike.
Throw armor. Thanks.
Side slash. Edge. Move in and keep the rhythm going. Right. Save it. That's what. Here we can do it. Primer! Fire cutter! Side slash! Shadow strike! Touch me up! Right. There! You gonna make it? Sounds like fun to me.
Finding the fun in anything is the key to success.
You won't stop us. Let's see what you got.
Flame grenade.
Shadow strike. Slide. Scream it. Move in and do some damage.
Let's play into it.
Salt hammer. Side slash.
Wow. Throw armor. Make it right.
It's destroyed. Move in and strike. Period. Upper hand. Don't be so pushy. Right hand. Shadow strike.
Iron friction.
Use an aura. stop us.
Let's see what you've got.
Flame grenade!
Punch first. Ask questions later. Fire carnival!
Now, my boomerang!
Crash chop!
Fly nice! Move in and do some damage.
What's
Green edge!
I can't seem to get fired up.
This'll get your blood pumping.
Thanks.
Overhead! Sliding! Slinger! Furious shadow strike!
Wild smash!
Shadow water!
Not out.
Quick edge!
Hit harder. Not here.
Side slap!
Low armor. You guys, take it.
My adrenaline rising! Scream edge! Flame grenade! Upper hand! Salt hammer! Shadow strike! Recuperate! Next! Here's remedy view! Early bird! Quick edge! Slide ice! Move in and do some damage! Timer! Scream edge! Move in and keep the rhythm going! Shadow strike! Quick edge! Sliding! Slinger! Side ice! Move in and do some damage! Upper hand! Yeah! Never stood a chance. Nice work! It didn't have to be like this. It's so pushy! You have to shadow strike! Start with melee! Sliding! Slinger!
Not here.
Scream and slice head! And do some damage!
Fire carnival.
Flame grenade! Side slap! Side slap!
Low armor. Thanks a bunch.
Salt hammer! Upward hand! Quick edge! Close it and seal the deal! Slide
I don't get it. Why would they be so bent on killing all humans?
Who can say? Whatever the reason, this is dire news. We should let the others know ASAP. Let's call it in and head back to HQ for a full debrief.
Roger that. And here I just started to hope we'd finally escaped all this.
Escape! Yes, escape! Tatsu also want escape! Friends! Friends, not leave Tatsu trapped!
More Xenos? What should we do?
Stay back, Link. What do you think, Rook?
Finally! Dance of freedom! Tatsu thanks you!
Interesting. One of the vegetables is sentient.
Talking potato. Huh. I wonder if it tastes different too. I know what we're having for dinner tonight. You don't know it yet, new girl, but I'm a pretty mean cook.
You are mean! Mean and cruel! Tatsu definitely not potato! Tatsu explained this to dumb and smelly Prone when they take Tatsu, but Prone not listen! Prone never listened. On Nopon Rude Day, Prone first set sticky feet on Mira, especially Tatsu. Tatsu witnessed Prone abuse firsthand. At this rate, entire Nopon race in danger. Yes, Nopon are endangered species. So really, friends have social responsibility to protect Tatsu from danger.
Uh-huh. What do you think, Elma? Bake or fry?
Wait a minute. The beings who captured you, big brutes in armor, little pointy ears?
Yes, Prone!
And they're a more recent arrival here, is that right? They're not native to this planet?
Not native, recent. If friends want more details, friends must promise to protect Tatsu. Only then will Tatsu talk.
Right. Elma, you hold him. I'll peel.
Tatsu will talk! Tatsu will talk! Friends not get Nopon sense of humor is all.
So if I understand correctly, this is your homeworld. The Nopon people are native to Mira. And then just recently, the Prone show up and quickly hunt you to the edge of extinction. Is that right?
Not just Prone. Prone and their nasty, evil buddies. Lots and lots of them.
Their buddies? You mean other alien races?
Other hungry alien races. They all gang up on Nopon. They do horrible, terrible things to Nopon. Someday, Tatsu will turn tables and eat them for a change. Then you'll help Tatsu? Protect Tatsu? Oh, happy day! It's settled then. In return, Tatsu will accompany friends back to their village.
What do you think? Take him with us?
He seems harmless enough. And he'd be a good source of information on Mira and the Prone. All right. We can debrief him when we report to Commander Vanda. As long as he passes the quarantine scan, we can bring him back to New LA.
Right. Let's get that out of the way. All clear.
Then Tatsu can join friends? Dance of joy! New friends are friendliest friends ever! I know! Tatsu has special thank you gift for friends for saving Tatsu's life. Tatsu will lend it to friends for free.
Lend? It's not a gift if you don't give it.
Give it away? For always? For free? This would be insulting to friends and to Tatsu. No Nopon merchant worth his salt and pepper could do such a thing. Tatsu is grateful, but Tatsu not insane.
What? It's insane to think if someone saves your life, you might actually show them some real... And he's not even listening.
Friend, do you ever get lost? Tired of bulky maps and flawed memory? Friend jokes with Tatsu. Joke funny now, but joke not so funny when friend wander into Loafed-filled lake on accident. Presenting Follow Ball! Follow Ball is #1 ultimate best super secret must-have Nopon item. If friends get lost out in wild, friends just follow Ball of Light to safety. And now it's yours, for free, to borrow! For now, anyway.
Really? Follow Ball? That's the best name you could come up with for your super special thing?
Meh, meh, meh! What would friend prefer? Fancy name no one understands so friend can feel smart? Now, time for Nopon Dance of Generosity.
I don't know. Is that thing really gonna be all that useful? What if it's a trap, or boom, just blows up in our faces?
Ah yes, that reminds Tatsu. If Follow Ball get damaged, Tatsu need to charge friends full price, plus restock fee.
So much for Dance of Generosity.
I'll never stop getting stronger. take them on. Start with melee. Sliding, sling, recuperate. Shadow strike. Salt hammer. Hook them with lead before they get up. Side slash. You won't. Close in and seal the deal. Upper hand. Move in and do some damage. Flame grenade. Scream it in. Now, melee attack. Take this. Shadow strike.
Wild Stab! Topple them! Close in! Wild Stab! Yes! Hit him again for me!
Upper hand.
Slide it in! Yes! Weaken him and lay in!
Salt hammer. Flame grenade. Side slash. Yes, we did it. We got it. Let's move. Looks like we've got no choice. Take them on. Start with melee.
Watch me lay in!
Shadow strike.
Wild Stab!
Sliding. Sling
Salt
hammer.
hammer! Chronicles!
Scream it. Move in and do some damage. It worked. Close in and seal the deal. Side slash. Side slash. Upper hand. Now, melee attack. Take this!
Cannons, send it as long as you can until we get
We have to take them on. Start with melee. Move in and keep the rhythm going. Recuperate! Furious side slap! Scream edge! Split edge! You won't! Close in and seal the deal! We're up against a big target. Buff up now! Slide nice! Move in and do some damage. Shadow strike! Upper hand! Side spin and do some damage.
on a whole different
Off balance.
looking at the sky, trouble
Fury!
send it as long as you can until we get all dolls up.
Up with the first shot. Make 'em count. Slide him nice. I'm gonna do some damage. Take this!
Damn. Losing Nelson's team is a real blow. But the fact we're not the only visitors on this rock is even worse.
They made it clear they want all humans dead. For all we know, they may be related to the forces that destroyed Earth and followed us here.
Wonderful. I'll report this to Secretary Nagi. See if we can't bolster our defenses. Just one last thing. What the bloody hell is this dancing turnip doing here?
He's actually a potato.
Tatsu, not turnip or potato. For last time, Tatsu is not food. Now, on behalf of Planet Mira, Tatsu welcome all Earth people and offer a friendly treaty of friendship.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, we were thinking he could be a good source of general intel about the planet. Exactly how useful that'll be remains to be seen.
Oh, don't you worry about a thing. Friend's totally safe now that Tatsu is in town. Tatsu watch over and protect friends, especially weak, pathetic Lindley with her thin, bony wings.
You mean my arms? Look who's talking. And who said anything about you coming with us? You can stay here, you greedy, annoying little cabbage. I'm sure there's a salad here that could use you.
Meh? Tatsu stay here? Friends would leave Tatsu behind?
It's for the best. You said yourself your people are endangered, and the Xenos that captured you might still be out there. You'll be safest here in the city.
Agreed.
Tatsu not agreed. Friends will want Tatsu along. Friends need Tatsu along.
How so?
What? Well, that, of course. This planet have many helpful Nopon that Tatsu can talk to. Other Nopon can share information for friends.
That might be useful.
That right. Most Nopon not like Tatsu. Nopon can be shy. Nopon can be difficult. Most Nopon never trust friends or even talk to friends. But Tatsu? Nopon love Tatsu. Tatsu use smooth talk and winning personality to get friends good info.
The tater tot has a point.
Uh-huh. More like an ulterior motive, if you ask me.
Tatsu perish the thought. Tatsu intentions are pure, Lindley. Pure as snow. Lindley intimidated by Tatsu's strength and smarts. But do not worry, Tatsu is true friend.
Strength and smarts, huh? That's really not what I'm worried about here.
All right, then it's settled. Small Fry here will accompany you three out in the field. After all, we can use all the info we can get.
Seriously? We have to babysit this thing?
You're the ones who picked him up. Besides, would you really want to leave him with another team?
Maybe not. Unless we were invited to the meal, I mean.
See? Already getting along like peas and carrots. He can be your charge, Lynn.
Oh, come on, Commander! That's not funny! I've got my hands full out there! This is so unfair. Back me up here, would you, Elma?
I'm sure Elma has no objections.
Right. As you say, Commander.
Done and done. Welcome to Blade, Tater. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, sir! And it's a Tatsu. Oh, one thing Tatsu forgot to mention. Nopon are pacifists, so friends need to defend Tatsu, keep extra super safe in any battle. Tatsu VIP diplomat, after all.
And why am I not surprised? So much for him watching over and protecting us.
So, Rook, Feel like you're starting to get the hang of things?
Of course you are. You've taken to it like a fish to water, just like Elma and the Commander said you would.
Just the same, let's review the key points, and I can fill in some extra details. Blade's top priority right now is to secure missing pieces of the Lifehold. You remember that much. Countless people are frozen in the Lifehold. It's the key to restoring humanity. Up until we ran into the Prone, our biggest concern was that wild indigents would stumble on the Lifehold and damage it somehow. But now there's a more pressing threat. Intelligent alien races who are intentionally trying to destroy us. So, our search has new urgency. We need to find and retrieve all of the Lifehold ASAP.
And the best way to do that is by expanding the reach of Frontier Nav. The more probes we can install, the wider we can scan, and the faster we can find bits of the Lifehold.
So our primary focus going forward should be to travel around Mira installing data probes. As many as we can, as fast as we can. I can't stress enough how important this is. You still with me? Good. Then let's move on to the other pressing threat that Blade has to deal with. Hostile indigens. There's no real delicate way to put this. Any wildlife that poses a clear threat must be eliminated. The Lifehold is our future, but we can't ignore the present. We still have our duty to keep New LA safe. And sometimes that duty requires enacting coordinated strikes to solve problems before they can do real harm.
We're the newcomers here, it's true. And they're usually just out to defend their territory. But sometimes it really is them or us. And we have to make sure it's us. Don't get me wrong. It's not like we run out there and light up anything that moves. Only Blade HQ can choose targets, and they tend to keep them strictly to creatures that pose a significant threat to our survival.
In order to contribute to this cause, operatives are asked to form into squads to take on special missions. These squad missions, as we call them, don't get posted to mission control like your other, more typical assignments. Rather, HQ transmits the details directly to all of us at the same time. Basically, they want as many people to know about them ASAP, so they can be taken care of ASAP.
I'm sure you can imagine that these missions aren't your run-of-the-mill little fetch quests. It's not the kind of stuff just one or two Blades could handle on their own. That's why squads can have as many as 32 members.
And it's why we ask members to sign up to a squad beforehand. We can't have Blades playing musical chairs whenever this kind of emergency hits us. But just remember, squad missions are not mandatory. You don't have to drop everything you're doing just to take one on. HQ has no way of knowing what every Blade is up to when these missions arise. If you're busy with something else, they'll understand. They need to trust our collective judgment with these things, and, well, so far so good.
And I think that about covers the basics, right?
Search for the missing pieces of the Lifehold, install data probes to expand Frontier Nav, and take on squad missions when you can to keep us safe. Got all that? Good. We're counting on you.
And briefing adjourned. Thank God.
All right, well, it's getting pretty late, isn't it?
Yeah, let's call it a night.
Oh, Tatsu's so excited to sleep in real bed. Lily can show Tatsu to his room now.
Oh, your room is right over there.
Oh, it looks perfect size for Tatsu. Wait, what? Tatsu know what that is. That refrigerator. We'll go in there to cool off.
I guess you are smarter than you look.
Well, Tatsu not want to brag, but... wait a minute! Tatsu see what Lily did there?